So till now, in terms of the opposition, the Samajwadi Party, the BSP, the TMC, the AIMIM have all come together calling this Jungle Raj, killing of the Indian constitution or the Indian judicial system. However, the BJP and many members of the BJP since then have commented, tweeted out saying, Mahant ne mitti mein mila diya. Joining me for more is Siddharth Nath Singh. He is an MLA, Prayagraj West. He's a BJP leader. Appreciate you joining us, Mr. Nath. February, Mr. Nath, as early as February this year, you have the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh who says that mitti mein mila denge in terms of whoever has been connected to the Umesh Pal case. 2 months down, you have a flurry of comments from your own leaders after the encounter, mitti mein mila diya. The opposition has now come together and called this nothing short of a state killing in a state where only Jungle Raj prevails.
Well, I think opposition is trying to politicize the issue, but what counts is whether it is a encounter or a fake encounter, non-judicial process being adopted by the UP government is for the courts to decide. The minute the encounter happened, before even the UP STF could come on a press conference, Akhilesh Yadav tweeted and said it's a fake encounter. Now, who are they to decide? Is it their process to decide or it's for the courts to decide? You should have knocked the door of the courts, and you had done in the past also. The matter had gone to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court, on number of cases which was taken by the opposition to them, they came up that UP STF has followed all the SOPs which are laid down for an encounter. Now, there has not been a single case. Now, who is the opposition to raise these questions? And what basis do you raise these questions even when the UP STF didn't even come to the press conference? So it all shows that there is some kind of politicization that you are doing, and you indirectly are also guilty because someone who has been close to you and your family and your party has suffered a huge loss at the hand of the UP STF.
But Mr. Nath, the politicization aside, the question is, there's no sympathy when it comes down if a dreaded gangster has been killed. But the fact is, the celebrations, the self-congratulations, if I go through some of the tweets or some of the comments, there's clearly a pattern to it. 18 of your leaders from the BJP in Uttar Pradesh have actually tweeted out exactly the same content. Mitti mein mila diya, STF ko badhai.
Why? I come from that constituency. I have seen the suffering of those people whom there was an extrajudicial, I would say, rule of Atiq Ahmed and his gangs. I have heard those cases. There has to be a jubilation in those families, and as a representative, I was equally concerned about the law and order in my constituency. So something like this, when it happens, obviously there is a jubilation. There is, I wouldn't say, but yes, there is a sense of satisfaction. So I have a sense of satisfaction that my government, my chief minister, my police have acted and delivered justice. Now, 45 days were passed and they were still absconding. Then nobody raised these questions. They were rather pointing fingers at us. So now things are happening. Why should anybody? It's not a question. It's a question of bringing the criminals to the books. They have given a bad name to UP, and to a large extent, Samajwadi Party and the opposition has been responsible of creating these mafias and dons of UP and branding Uttar Pradesh as a gangster state. But
the fact is, Mr. Nath, what is being contended is, so what you talk about, Okay, the regular people, that aside. But politicians celebrating an encounter, should encounters be celebrated at all? And I'm going through your tweets as well. You know, most of your party has come out and said, some of them are quoting the Gita, some of them are making borderline communal statements as well.
Look, celebration by whom? The people. The people of Uttar Pradesh are celebrating because they feel. Now, I take the question in reverse now. When they were scared and they were hiding in their homes, and they couldn't, the girls could not, or the women could not come out after 5:36. Did anybody raise a question? Now they feel free. They know there is a security around. It's a sense of celebration. The people are celebrating. So why anybody should object to it? You should have, those who are raising these questions should have raised the question, why the girls have to remain inside, why they are so unsecured, the vendors, the retailers, the wholesalers, why they are so unsecured. They were pulling down the shutters. So somebody needs to answer those questions. And the government of the day, when they get elected, it is their responsibility to service that. So we have done the service, we have brought the criminals to the books, and the law of the land has prevailed.
But, you know, Mr. Nath, getting criminals to the books, there's a proper judicial protocol to that. There's a law of the land. This is not bringing criminals to the book. This is an encounter. It's happened. But on the other hand, do you not reckon that maybe it should have just been left to the STF and not politicize it? With, you know, the self-congratulations, the chest thumping, maybe one should have avoided all of this.
You see, well, tell me, if those sitting in the opposition were raising fingers by Samajwadi Party and the BSP, asking us the questions, what your government has done after the Umesh Pal's murder, and they were counting the days, they should have left it to the UPSTF. When the government or the police said that, yes, we are working, it takes time, but we will catch them. Then why these questions, or even the tweets were coming, nothing less than Mayawati and Akhilesh Yadav? So the party workers, if they are congratulating of an action, which is a big action, so there's nothing wrong, I find it.
But, you know, the party workers, it's not limited to the party workers, Mr. Nath. You know that yourself. It starts right from your deputy chief ministers, going all the way down to your cabinet, where the line is, Mahant ne mitti mein mila diya. It's not accolades going to the UP police, which now, this encounter is going to be questioned. There's going to be a proper, you know, inquiry conducted as per the Supreme Court.
I really don't understand why on these tweets or anything like that, the questions are being raised. It's a criminal who on an open day, daylight, killed Umesh Pal and the 2 security guards. They were merciless. They brazened out. They challenged the law of the land. If people are congratulating, or even from within the party are congratulating, there is nothing wrong in it, and why should they abstain? They should be part of it, that the government has done a good job, and the police of Uttar Pradesh has done a good job, and they want to take pride in it. It's part of their, you know, I would say their rights.
Well, you know, Mr. Nath, many would think that encounters should never be celebrated. Encounters should not really take place, is what many would suggest. And, you know, if it's happened, yes, there's no sympathy. And one would any day prefer that a gangster gets killed than an STF personnel taking a bullet. But to celebrate it is a different story. But appreciate you taking the time out and joining us, sir. Thank you there.